Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MaxSpeedTV. As tonight we're here at South Boston Speedway as Racing for a Cause Hershy Design Series presents the Elevate Coffee 150. Gonna be a great night of racing in the K&N cars, and I am your host. My name is KR Stolfus. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight, and I'll tell you, I could not be more ecstatic to be out here with these. Whoa, I'm already choking up over it. I'm so excited. But to be out here with these group of drivers, this group of drivers, yes, my vernacular is not too good. But it's going to be a great race here at South Boston. We're going to see a lot of great racing, a lot of beating and banging as these drivers are going to try and find a way down onto the bottom lane, and then at some point we might see a few drivers working that higher side, see if we can get multiple grooves of racing. Right now we do have 18 cars in the session. But tonight is the Elevate Coffee 150. And tonight's race is brought to you by James Edwards. James, how you doing out there tonight? Can you hear me in TeamSpeak?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Well, how's it going out there for you tonight? And tell us, first of all, a little bit about Elevate Coffee.
Elevate Coffee is a company my wife is part of. It's weight loss that helps in endorphins and makes you more alert during the day, and I've lost 45 pounds product since last May.
So you've lost 45 pounds drinking coffee?
Yes, sir. It curbs your appetite for sweets and just eating in general as well.
Well, that's crazy, man. I tried to lose 45 pounds and I fell asleep. Well, man, tonight's race is being brought to you, so thank you very much for that. But tonight's race is being sponsored by you. Let me say these things correctly. And so I thank you for that. But what do you get out of Racing for a Cause? And what do you think, supporting a race like this, how does that feel for you?
Actually, it feels pretty good. These guys, Andy does a good job. All the admin job with Racing for Calls, you know, they need to get to represent your calls on here, and also a lot of the time I race where money goes for the charity. I'm obviously not as good as these guys, but it's just fun to be out there and all the talent on the track and run around with them.
Now, as you are out here on track at South Boston, what do you think it's going to take out here to have a good finish?
Definitely a lot of patience. Just like last week, if one car goes around, it's going to take.
All right, man. Well, I look forward to watching you race out here tonight. Let's see if we can't get you a good finish here in the race that you have purchased. Thank you for that. And man, good luck to you. Before we let you go, any last words of thank you, shout outs? Anything you'd like to say?
Yes, sir. Thank you for all you do up there. And if you don't mind, I'd like to give my website address out. It's www.elevacity.com/Barry. That's Barrie Edwards. If you're interested in purchasing or looking at this product of coffee to help you lose some weight.
Elevacity.com/Barrie Edwards is what it looks like on the back of your bumper there.
Yeah, but I think that's I think it has a question mark there instead of a / for some reason. I Racing Paint messed that up. But again, man, thank you for all you do up there in the booth, buddy.
All right, that is James Edwards. James will let you get back into the room and get into practice mode. So thank you once again for joining us here in a little bit of a pre-race interview. Well, tonight's race, 150 laps. These guys are going to need that Elevate Coffee to pull off 150 laps. South Boston's going to be very tricky to maneuver here in these K&N cars. These K&N cars, a lot of power, on a short track. We're looking at the 3 of the Elevate coffee machine piloted by James Edwards. James is right now, as I pull up my points here, my sheet, he's sitting 17th in points. So we'll see if he can't make an advancement here tonight with a good showing here out in his race he has purchased. Again, these guys, and when I say purchase, what I mean is within the league, they say, hey, we would like for you guys to help this race get broadcasted. If you have a cause, something that you want to promote, please, now's your time to do it. So here we are talking about James Edwards and his Elevate coffee. Make sure you check that out. Last week's race winner, the 30, or I shouldn't say last week. Was it last week? Last race winners, Will Drevicky in the 30 machine, winning in spectacular style as he beat Justin MacDuff across the start finish line by 0.026 seconds. Well, he will be starting at the rear tonight, so we'll see just how far he can get through the field, maybe even pull off a back-to-back win here tonight. As we are nearing our final moments here in practice, let's go through our top 10 right now. Ryan Nolin, quickest time so far. Troy Radford, Justin Rigsby, Will Drevicky, Steve Baker in the 55, AJ Hamill in the 18, Justin MacDuff in the 20, Dale Albright in 8th place, driving that 26 machine. Rex Hoyle in the 50 is 9th. Rounding out your top 10 quickest times will be Mike Holtzclaw in the 22 machine. Coming up next is qualifying. And don't forget, next Wednesday, December 19th at 8:15 p.m., the RFC Hershy Design Pro Series will be going live with the North Carolina Troopers Association 125. So make sure you tune in for that. And tomorrow, Thursday, December 13th at 7:40 p.m. Central, Coach's Corners Pro Late Model Series will be doing the NHR 100 at USA International Speedway. So make sure you are here for both those races coming up. Action will be headed your way hot and heavy as the 3 machine's going to go up on his lid here in practice. That's not a good sign. Final 20 seconds here left in practice. Everyone trying to get their laps in, get warmed up, get ready for what's coming at them here for tonight's event. Our point standings coming into tonight's race. Ryan Nolin leading by 1 point over Kris Stump. That is going to change because I do not see Kris Stump has made it into the race tonight. We'll see, he's got just a few more moments to make it. Will Drevicky, after his dramatic win last week, jumped up the charts 4 spots and is now sitting in 3rd place. As you can see, we've had 3 races, 3 different winners. Justin MacDuff in 4th, and Rex Hoyle will round out your top 5 in our current points standings. Speaking of Justin MacDuff, that 20 machine out on track right now. He is trying to lay down a qualifying lap. McDuff down the backstretch into the corner, hugging that yellow line, just getting a little bit below it right after the apex, and he is going to lose it coming off of turn number 4. Heavy contact. That is going to mess up both of his lap times. Steve Baker in the 55 right now. He is sitting in 3rd place. That black and red 55 machine crossing the line with a 14.757. That is not a very good lap as it is dropping down the order. AJ Hamill in the 18 machine. Right now he is on pole. Justin Rigsby right behind him in second. Rigsby with a 14.487. Mike Holtzclaw in the 22 machine. Holtzclaw right now in 7th place. Ryan Nolin in the 87. He is rolling out on track. Nolin with a race win this season. Troy Radford in the 94 machine. He is out on track as well, trying to lay down a fast lap time. Ryan Nolin going to move into 7th place here. Doug Wysocki also rolling out on track in the 45 machine. And sweet stuff himself, the 24, Sean Cool, sitting on pit road, playing it safe, playing it aloof. He wants to show up late to this party, apparently. Troy Radford gonna cross the line there. Not setting a lap time. Maybe he has brushed the wall. He is gonna spin out here. And no lap time for Troy. So guys, we're gonna step away for just a moment for our national anthem and be ready to set up our field for tonight's race.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Racing for a Cause Hershey Design Pro Series. Tonight's Elevate Coffee 150 at South Boston starting lineup. AJ Hamill in the 18 on row number 1. Row 1 outside will be the 99 of Justin Rigsby. Row 2 is going to be the 26 of Dale Albright and the 4 of Wayne McDuff. Row 3 will be the 50 of Rex Hoyle, and Ryan Nolin in the 87 will be on his outside. Row 4 will be the 70 of Andy Lambert and the 22 of Mike Holtzclaw. Row 5 will be the 55 of Steve Baker and the 96 of Al Smith. Row 6 will be the 38 of Hilton Young and the 45 of Doug Wysocki. Row 7 will be the 3 of James Edwards and the 24 of Sean Cool. Row 8 will be the 30 of Will Drevicky, who won in our last race, so he was not allowed a qualifying time. And on his outside will be the 94 of Troy Radford. Row 9 will be the 20 of Justin MacDuff and the 81 of James McIntyre. And that is our starting lineup for tonight's race. Field getting ready. Everyone lined out. Lights are out on the pace car. A.J. Hamill and the American Diabetes Association. He is looking to fire off here once that pace car peels out of his way. And we are green flag racing here at the Elevate Coffee 150 in South Boston. And A.J. Hamill is going to dive to the inside here and clear Justin Rigsby in the 99. Very important that he got that done as soon as possible. Now he's got clean air in front of him. Gonna have a go and early contact with A.J. Hamill going up and over. Everyone piling in. Another car going up and over. I believe that was a 26 of Dale Albright. We're gonna back this up, go to our instant replay here. We ride on board with Dale Albright. Rigsby gets a great run off the corner. A.J. Hamill doesn't know he's there, and Albright's gonna flip up and over as well. Wow, what a series of events. As we go on board with Rex Hoyle. A.J. Hamill going up and over. Oh my goodness, very early mayhem here. As it looks like the field is waiting for the pace car to pick him up. And A.J. Hamill sits on pit road with extensive damage in that 18 machine. What a crazy start we had here tonight. And that is going to make your leader, Rex Hoyle, in the 50 for the moment. Steve Baker in the 55, he quickly made a pit stop, got back out there. He is still on the lead lap, but he was the only driver to come down pit road. Rex Hoyle, even though he got a little bit of damage, he did not feel it was enough to warrant a pit stop. Looks like the lights are out on the pace car. Here we go. Green flag is out once again. But everyone is under a slow situation, allowing race control to get this all caught up, I assume. So a admin thrown yellow flag here. As the rest of the field trying to get organized. Steve Baker in that 55 who was damaged on the right front. He is back out there. Extensive damage in that 55 machine. Justin Rigsby in the 99. He is on pit road as well, hitting his pit stall. Not a lot of time to work on your car here at South Boston, as these laps are very quick, and Rigsby is going to lose a lap here. The good news is this race, very early, he's going to have an opportunity to make up some lost time, get back on the lead lap, and they have decided to push that thing behind the wall. I don't know what they saw, but they saw a lot of damage. He has stepped it behind the wall. So second place has pushed it behind the wall. Our pole sitter, I'm sorry, the car who started second has pushed it behind the wall. Our pole sitter, AJ Hamill, has been sitting on pit road for almost 4.5 minutes now. So our front row got taken out by each other in the opening laps of this race. I bet both of them would like to have that back. I think it was just a little bit of miscommunication between them as to who was where and how close it really was. I don't think there was any ill intent between those two drivers. As lights are out on the pace car, field coming around to take the green flag once again. Rex Hoyle, your race leader, looking for his first win here in the K&N car this season. And green flag is out, and Rex is going to pull away cleanly from Mike Holtzclaw. Hoyle in that 50 machine, your race leader now. Holtzclaw and him have opened up a large gap over third place Hilton Young in the 38. Meanwhile, we have a huge logjam of cars back here behind them with what looks like James Edwards in the 3 on the outside here, along with Al Smith. Al Smith in that outer lane trying to make something happen here. It was again Dale Albright in the 26, up and over. Heavy damage this time for that 26 machine. And he is not going to pull down pit road. I'm going to back this up, see if we can figure out what happened to the 26 here. You can see the 3 of James Edwards gets out of shape, collects it, and then the 70 of Andy Lambert is just going to hook the 26. Again, just a situation of misjudging the distance. We're going to go on aboard with Andy Lambert. See just how close this was. Very similar to what happened to our leaders. So Rex Hoyle still your race leader. Now we have a myriad of drivers on pit road once again. Steve Baker has been on and off pit road trying to fix his damage. He is the last car on the lead lap. He has managed to stay on the lead lap despite multiple pit stops. Andy Lambert has gone one lap down as he is now back on pit road once again in that 70 machine. Even though he is really torn up, he is going to try and get back out there. I don't know if that car is going to be able to keep up. It looks like there is a tire not touching the ground here. AJ Hamill, our pole sitter, only turned 2 laps. He is still sitting on a pit road, hoping to get that car fixed, maybe try and make it back out there. The field warming up once again. We're getting ready to go green flag racing. Rex Hoyle in the 50 machine, taking us to the green flag. Pace car is off. Here we go. Green flag is out. We're back underway at South Boston. Hoyle clears Holtzclaw. And Al Smith in the 96 with a huge run on the outside. Trying to make something happen. Doesn't want to get stuck in the outer lane. And he is going to hold on to 3rd place. To put Al Smith in 3rd as he is now trying to track down our 2 front runners. Meanwhile, Hilton Young in the 38. He is getting shuffled to the outside here. That is going to allow the 45 of Doug Wysocki down underneath him. Wysocki battling for 4th place here with Hilton Young. And then right behind him, last race winners, Will Drevicky in the 30. Had to start last. Here he is coming through the field. As we got one spinning into the infield here. James Edwards in the 3. Got a little crossed up. He has lost a lot of ground here as the leaders are coming around to put a lap down on him. He has got to find a gear and go. Your race leader is right now Rex Hoyle. We go on aboard looking out the back of Rex Hoyle's machine. You see the 22 of Mike Holtzclaw in 2nd. Al Smith all over the back bumper of him. As we got another car spinning, this is going to bring out the caution. Justin MacDuff in the 20. Turned around. We go on aboard with Justin MacDuff. Figure out what happened to this 20 machine in our instant replay. Big stack up behind him, a hook to his right side. As everyone tried to scatter. Hilton Young part of that. The 24 is Sean Cool part of that as well. So we are really in a battle of attrition here very early. Not even 30 laps completed. And we are down to 13 cars and we started 18. Right now in 14th place is Andy Lambert. He is currently scored 11 laps down in that 70 machine. He has been sitting on pit road for now 3.5 minutes trying to hammer out some damage. Don't know if that thing is going to make it back out there. It looked heavily wounded. Wayne McDuff in the 4. He has scored 15th in the 4 machine. He is behind the wall. He is done for the night. Justin Rigsby in the 99 qualified front row outside. He will be scored in 16th place. He is packed it up. He has gone behind the wall as well. And AJ Hamill, our pole sitter, scored in 17th place. He is still sitting on pit road, has not decided to call it quits just yet. As the lights go out on the pace car, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Only one other car, the 81 machine of James McIntyre, did not start tonight's event. He will be scored in 18th place. Green flag getting ready to come out here. Rex Hoyle, your race leader. And here we go. Pace car is off. Field is set, and we are back underway here at South Boston for the Elevate Coffee 150. Mike Holtzclaw does a great job of trying to hang tough on the 50 outside of him, but Rex Hoyle just powers right on by. Al Smith now sitting in third, looking for a way around the 22 machine. We go on board with Al Smith as he is looking for a way around Mike Holtzclaw, trying to find some room down underneath him to make a pass. Looks like Al gets a good run towards the end of the straightaway, but with nowhere to go at it, driving in deep into the corners. Now he's got the room as Holtzclaw got a little loose coming off the corner. That is going to allow Al Smith to dive down underneath him. Ryan Nolin in the 87 looking for his second win of the season here. Nolin sitting in fourth place. Troy Radford into fifth. But move Al Smith into second as we got Doug Wysocki in the 45 going around. And that is going to bring out the yellow. Gonna back this up, go to our replay, see what happens here to the 45 of Doug Wysocki. Doug was just inside the top 5 not too long ago. Got loose all on his lonesome. Trying to get the power down coming up and off the corner. Not exactly something that he wanted to have happen. Fires it back up, gets rolling once again, no big deal. Looks like no damage on that 45 machine, just a loss of track position. So Rex Hoyle, your race leader, has been out front now for 36 laps. I'll tell you what, guys, this race is just now starting to get its rhythm. And we're going to see these drivers really start to lay down some good laps now. And once they get into the rhythm, we're going to really start seeing what I'd like to say is some quality driving, some high caliber moves being put on. I'm going to see guys start to try the high side, try and find a way around a car in front of them when they're faster. Speaking of faster cars, the 87 of Ryan Nolin, he is sitting in a third place right now, but can't look too far behind him before you find the 94 Troy Radford. Mike Holtzclaw has fallen all the way into 5th place, and Will Drevicky, last race winner in that 30 machine, he is sitting in 6th. And I would be remiss if I did not mention Sweet Stuff himself. Such a sweet stuff. 24 Sean Cool. Anyways, lights are getting ready to go out on the pace car. I'm gonna go green flag racing once again. "13 cars on the lead lap. Field formed up. Here we go. Pace car is off. Rex Hoyle in control of this field. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Ryan Nolin timed that perfectly, losing no ground to our leaders. Al Smith in the 96 hanging top on the outside here, but only a matter of time before Rex Hoyle is going to pull away from him, and Ryan Nolin trying to fill the gap that is going to be left by Al Smith stuck in that outer lane. And Al is going to be able to clear Ryan Nolin and get single file here. Will Drevicky in the 30, he is trying to look down below the 94 of Troy Radford, and the caution is going to come out once again as it looks like the 55 of Steve Baker. That car looks like it has been through a demolition derby. Go to our replay here, see what happened to that 55 machine. just got loose coming off the corner, hard into the wall. That's not good on a radiator there, Steve. Don't know if anyone has told you that or not, but that's not typically something you want to do. Take another look at this as he gets loose coming up off the corner, trying to put the power down. That 55 machine is on pit road along with Andy Lambert in the 70. Guys, Steve Baker in that 55 pulling away quickly, does not want to lose a lap. He is currently scored as the last car on the lead lap. Andy Lambert in the 70 is in 14th place, but he is 30 laps down. Once again, Rex Hoyle leading this thing as this field is been dwindled down to 13 cars. And now I believe there's might have been something that has happened to Mike Holtzclaw in the 22 as he has had to exit the track quickly. So Mike Holtzclaw, who was sitting inside the top 5 for quite a while, in fact he was running in 2nd place, he has now been out of the car. I don't know what has happened to him. Don't know if he's got a connection issue going on right now or what. The lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. What's it like to start here at South Boston? Well, Al Smith is gonna take you along for the ride. Here we go. Front row outside for this restart. Green flag is out. Rex Hoyle with a good jump over Al Smith. Al gonna try and stick it to the high side. Get slotted down. Very key that he does that. Now he's got an opportunity not only to attack the 50 of Rex Hoyle, but to defend against any charging cars behind him. And just like that, that's how fast it goes. Ryan Nolin in the 87. He's going to lose a spot to Troy Radford in the 94. Radford looking very smooth, arcing those corners, doing a double apex. Radford looking now like he's entering a little high and then using the throttle to turn the car and power up off the corner at corner exit. And right now he is looking like he is one of the faster cars out on track as he is really closing in on the 96 of Al Smith. 45 of Doug Wysocki. We saw him go for a little self spin all by himself. Minimal damage to that machine. Got back out there. He is scored as the last car on the lead lap. Currently sporting a Toys for Tots paint scheme. If you guys don't know, this Saturday, MaxSpeedTV is teamed up with Colby's Eye Paints to do a special charity event. And it is to benefit Toys for Tots itself. Make sure you tune in for that. That is this Saturday. It will be at Daytona in the Cup cars for 250 miles or 100 laps, depending on how you want to do the math. But yeah, raising some money for the Toys for Tots, the Marines Toys for Tots Foundation or charity, whatever that big word is that I shouldn't ever try and use again. Meanwhile, Rex Hoyle in the 50, he has opened up a bit of a gap over the 96 of Al Smith. We are on board with Rex Hoyle looking out the back of this thing. Ryan Nolin in the 87, Will Drevicky in the 30. That will round out your top 5. You can see these guys aren't on the throttle for a very long amount of time. Letting off before it even gets to the start finish line, as Troy Radford's going to move to the high side here. And he's going to try and take a pass on the 96 of Al Smith. And Smith is going to concede the spot to Troy Radford. So Radford with a power move on the outside here put him in second place. Al Smith in the 96 falling to third. And Ryan Nolin says, hey, I'll take a piece of that. And Will Drevicky says, you go right on ahead. I'm going to look down underneath you, bud. So the order in the top 5 is switching around except for our leader. That is Rex Hoyle, as he is just a few laps away from securing the most laps led here tonight. So your race leader is that 50 machine of Rex Hoyle, followed by Troy Radford, Al Smith in third, Ryan Nolin fourth. Fifth place right now is Will Drevicky, and Sweet Stuff himself is sitting in sixth. Those 6 cars all running very close to each other. John Cool in that 24 machine does have a 2-second lead over Justin MacDuff. We saw McDuff get wrapped up in a little bit of an incident all on his own earlier, but looks like he is battling back in that slightly damaged 20 machine. Hilton Young in the 38, he is sitting in 8th place. He is right behind Justin, looking for all he can get right now. Then the 55 of Steve Baker. That car is just gonna keep on chugging along. There ain't a straight panel on that thing, but it don't care. Right now it is sitting in 9th, just inside the top 10. And Steve Baker doing what he can in that 55 machine. And Doug Wysocki right now, he is sitting in 10th place. Right behind him is the 26 of Dale Albright in that Victory Junction. Dale has been on his lid a couple of times tonight. That 26 though, there's no quitting that one either. And then James Edwards in the 3, tonight's sponsor. Right now he is in 12th place, but he is in danger of going 1 lap down, as it looks like the 22 of Mike Holtzclaw, he is on pit road. So I was wondering what happened to him. I still don't know what happened to him officially. Troy Radford though has made a move, made a pass for the lead here. We're gonna back this up. So I was trying to figure out what car was smoking on pit road. Here's the pass for the lead by Troy Radford. He's gonna get down underneath Rex Hoyle. And just clear him as they come off of turn number 2. And now we are back under yellow. Caution flag has flown. Not sure what the caution flag is for this time. I think the 24 of Sean Cool might have lost some ground here. And we're gonna watch him, see exactly what happened. And there he is, gets loose coming up off the corner. And that is a self spin that is gonna bring out the yellow, and Steve Baker had to lock it down as Sean Cool tried to get back up to speed. So your race leader is Troy Radford. Rex Hoyle did lead 70 laps before Troy Radford took over. only person now who's got a shot at leading more laps than Rex Hoyle is Troy Radford. Tonight's race is a no pit stop, no tires sort of race. Track is not big enough to allow for that, so we will not have any competition cautions. None of that here tonight. Race control said the track is too small. If anyone tried to take tires, they possibly would lose a lap. So no tires allowed. You can, of course, pit for damage, but if you are caught taking tires, you are required to either sit out the rest of the race if you do it by accident, or if you get back out there, you will suffer a DQ as if no points came your way whatsoever. Lights are out on the pace car. It looks like the 26 is stopped right in front of our field here on the inside. Don't know if he has gotten a penalty in having to start at the tail end here, but the 26 of Dale Albright rolling now once again. Troy Radford, your race leader. Pace car peeling off. Here we go, back underway at South Boston. That 94 machine clearing Rex Hoyle in the 50 very easily. Now Al Smith in the 96, he is gonna battle with Rex Hoyle as they are side by side, 2 rows deep. Will Drevicky on the inside of Ryan Nolin. Side by side, this battle for second place between 4 cars continues lap after lap, and that is allowing Troy Radford to run his race, hit his marks, and pull away. Now it looks like Rex Hoyle is going to have a little bit of a clearing on Al Smith. Maybe that outer lane starting to come in. That high side might start to be working a little bit better as Rex Hoyle is going to clear Al Smith. But Ryan Nolin in the 87 machine got into the outside wall there a little bit. Was unable to stay right in the tire tracks of Rex Hoyle. Now he does clear Al Smith. Maybe Al just suffering some late race tire issues as we have passed the halfway point. This race now starting to do the downhill slide to the checkered flag. Contact made between Al Smith and Ryan Nolin. Nolin gonna save it. Gonna back everyone up. No caution. That race stays green. What a save by Ryan Nolin in the 87. Oh my goodness. I have no idea how he saved it. And then with more contact, his cars tried to pile in. Great job on his part keeping his cool. But that will move Ryan Nolin to 4th place. Al Smith falling all the way to 5th. Justin MacDuff in 6th place right now. He is under heavy attack from the 38 of Hilton Young. Here comes Young in the inside lane trying to make it work, but looks like several drivers have migrated to the outside lane, and Justin MacDuff gonna fend off Hilton Young for the moment. Doug Wysocki in the 45. Right now he is sitting in 8th place. He is trying to track down Hilton Young. And Sean Sweet Stuff in the 24 in 9th with that 55 of Steve Baker. We go on board with Steve Baker. You see Sean Cool diving down to the inside of Doug Wysocki. Doug not going to battle him for it. Lets him have it. Several of these cars back here with extensive damage, but they have not given up. They're continuing on out there. driving until their cars will not drive anymore. Steve Baker is going to slide down underneath the 45 of Doug Wysocki. Pass completed to put Baker into 9th, Sean Cool 8th, 7th going to Hilton Young, Justin MacDuff in 6th. Al Smith right now still in 5th place, but he has closed the gap to the 87 of Ryan Nolin. Your race leader is Troy Radford in the 94. He is not pulled too far away from Rex Hoyle in that 50 machine. Rex would like to get a win here, but should Troy Radford win, that will be the 4th race with a 4th different race winner. We're getting close to lap 100 here of 150. Troy Radford looking to put James Edwards 1 lap down. Once he does, that will leave us with 10 cars on the lead lap, as Edwards is going to stay high here, allow Troy Radford to get by cleanly. So now we are down to 10 cars on the lead lap. Troy Radford starting to lay down some quick lap times, get into lap traffic. Well, I should say put 1 car a lap down. You can see lap traffic still not that far ahead. Working our way through the field here. It looks like several drivers have started to get spread out. Hilton Young in the 38 machine. Right now he is sitting in 7th place. He started 11th. Was running as high as inside the top 5. And now at 38 machine, trying to salvage a good finish here. Maybe get a spot or 2 more before the end of this thing. Steve Baker in that 55, even though he is damaged, he's battling just as wadded up that 24 machine. Those guys fighting for 8th place right now, held down by Steve Baker. It's a battle of the crumpled cars. Both those cars really could probably be retired and no one would say anything as to why you retired it, but they are still out there, still dedicated to finishing this race, driving the wheels off of them, so to speak. Meanwhile, Al Smith right here in the middle, he is the meat of a Ryan Nolin and Will Drevicky sandwich. Ryan Nolin in that 87 machine, looking for his 2nd win. Still got some way to go, but right now Will Drevicky hoping for another spectacular finish to where he can win this thing by maybe even a closer margin. Al's gonna go way up high. Ryan Nolan's gonna take a look down below, but not able to get the run off the corner he needs. Go on board with Will Drevicky looking out the back of these things. quite an intense battle here, not only for 4th spot, but Will holding on to 3rd for all he is worth right now. Meanwhile, Troy Radford really starting to get into lap traffic now as he's got a handful of cars in front of him. Looking to put another car a lap down. That is the 24 of Sean Cool in 9th place. Cool gonna move to the high side here, let Troy Radford have the bottom. Pass completed, pass made, move on to the next car, and that is the 3 of James Edwards, who's gonna go another lap down. And then the 55 of Steve Baker, last car on the lead lap. And I know Baker, he's very competitive, does not want to lose a lap. He understands how damaged his car is. He's gonna stay high here and allow Troy Radford to get a lap on him. But if it comes down to a battle for the first car 1 lap down, I'm willing to bet that Steve Baker is going to do everything he can to be that car. The Troy Radford now has 7 cars on the lead lap. Next one up is Hilton Young in the 38. Troy Radford really is starting to find a groove, starting to open up a gap over Rex Hoyle in the 50. Lap after lap, this is winding down very quickly. We're turning right at 15.284 seconds last time by for Troy Radford. So 15.5-second lap times, give or take a few tenths. And these guys are going to be done here before too long. So if you got anything left in your tank, you have got to use it now. As Troy Radford is pulled away from Rex Hoyle by quite a lot. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th still very close, still heated. Will Drevicky right now holding on to that 3rd spot. He's got a great opportunity to gain some more ground. He came into tonight 3rd place in points, 9 points behind our points leader Ryan Nolin, and only 8 points behind Kris Stump. Stump unable to make tonight's race. That is going to allow Ryan Nolin and Will Drevicky, especially if they can finish where they're at right now, to pull away from Kris Stump. Ryan Nolin very possibly could come out on top as our same points leader. But if Will Drevicky can find a way into 2nd place while Ryan Nolin finishes 5th, we might see a change and a huge gain in the last 2 races by Will Drevicky. Gained 4 spots due to his race win last week. Gained 4 spots in the point standings. Now if he can get another position here, that's going to be quite the points gain in the last 2 races by that 30 machine. Meanwhile, Ryan Nolin in the 87, he is making his move on Al Smith. Nolin in the inside here, dipping just below that yellow line. Got a little too much of it. Had to check up, so he did not get into Al Smith. And now he's going to turn out. Ryan Nolin drove in deep there, got into Al Smith. That 96 went around. Go to our MaxSpeedTV replay here. Watching these guys as they battle. Al Smith to the high side. Ryan Nolin on his inside. Nolin with a great run through the corner here. Misjudged his speed and got into the back bumper of Al Smith in that 96. Al able to quickly turn it around and get rolling. So Al, right now, he is scored in 5th place. So even though that yellow came out and he went around, he was able to get that car sorted, straightened, and back rolling, only to lose 1 spot. As it looks like maybe Ryan Nolin in the 87 will claim that caution and take an end of the line penalty. So the 96 can't be happy about that situation. However, I will say that was a minimal loss as he only lost 1 position. Justin MacDuff in the 20 right now, he is scored in 4th place, so big gain to McDuff. And then Ryan Nolin claiming that caution, going to be the last car on the lead lap. He will be scored in 8th place. So it looked like hard racing. I don't believe that Ryan Nolin had any ill will. My words may have seemed like that was directed towards him, but that is not the case. Just stream of consciousness, but I believe Ryan Nolin to be a clean driver, and I think he just misjudged his speed there versus Al, as he was in a different lane and had a huge run there. Anyways, the lights are out on the pace car. Troy Radford, Rex Hoyle. Here we go. Back underway at South Boston for the final few laps. This race is winding down. Troy Radford with 14 to go has to fend off Rex Hoyle in that outer lane. This caution really bunched the field back up. We're going to see who's got what right now, as Rex Hoyle hanging tough on that outside lane. Here comes Will Drevicky in that 30. Can he make it 2 for 2? Starting shotgun on the field. Can he finish in the top spot once again? How much did Troy Radford burn up as he pulled away from Rex Hoyle and the rest of the field? Now Hoyle out front. Hoyle by a nose. Not able to clear Radford just yet, but able to get a good run down the straightaways here. And that lap led was by Rex Hoyle himself. So he has got just a little bit of momentum. He's going to get into the wall there a little bit. That is going to cost him some speed. And now Troy Radford in the 94 going to force the issue. Maybe got him cleared here. Washes up now Rex Hoyle. Oh man, that is going to put Will Drevicky into 3rd. Rex Hoyle falling to 2nd, as both Troy Radford and Rex Hoyle drove in deep and washed up the corner, each of them. Can Will Drevicky make it 2 for 2? That 30 machine sitting in 2nd. Has not led a lap yet tonight, but he is in a position to win this thing. Rex Hoyle in the 50. Fought valiantly on the outside, only to fall down into 3rd place. But a great run for him, as so far he led 72 laps tonight. This race isn't over just yet. Any mistake by one of these top 2 drivers, and that will put Rex Hoyle into a position to win this thing. Meanwhile, Al Smith in 5th place, unable to do anything with Justin MacDuff, who is in the 4th. That wadded up soda can of a 20 machine. Battle for 2nd, still very close. Will Drevicky right now in 2nd place. Rex Hoyle wants it. All over the back bumper of him. Hoyle able to drive in deep, but Drevicky able to come up off the corner. And Hoyle is right there. 3 laps to go. Can he make something happen? Troy Radford just about a second lead now over this field. 2 laps to go. 2 more times around this 0.4 mile South Boston Speedway. Troy Radford, your race leader. White flag in the air. Final time around for the 94 Troy Radford. The National Kidney Foundation on the hood of that thing. Little bit of damage to it, but that don't matter. Here he comes, final time. Checkered flag waves for Troy Radford, picking up his first win here in this season for the K&N RFC Hershy Design Pro Series in the Elevate Coffee 150 at South Boston. Will Drevicky will finish in second with a great charge for him. Rex Hoyle finishing third after he is going to end up in third place with a spectacular race for him. Fourth will go to Justin MacDuff, and rounding out your top 5 will be the 96 of Al Smith. So guys, we're going to step away for a moment, set up our post-race show, and we'll be right back for that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've caught up with our podium finishers here tonight for the Elevate Coffee 150. Your race winner, the 94 machine, Troy Radford, showing up, not even taking a qualifying time, and still managing to pull off a win here. Troy, congratulations on your race win.
Hey, thank you very much, KR. It was definitely a very much a lucky race. We had some attrition at the beginning, took out the guys who are usually up front winning, allowed a lowly guy like me to get up there and get it.
That 94 machine saw a little bit of damage. How much mayhem did you have to fight your way through to get into this top spot?
No, honestly, it wasn't too bad. I mean, there was some wrecks, but, you know, South Boston tends to just completely lock up the field, so it wasn't too bad from that front. I think most of my damage came, there was one of the restarts where we all kind of checked up, and I got in the back of Ryan Nolin a little bit, and I think that's where most of mine came from.
Well, the National Kidney Foundation on the hood of this thing, I'll tell you what, that 94 looked fast, made its way to the front here. I was going somewhere with that and completely forgot. Congratulations on your race win.
Hey, thank you very much. Throw out a couple of thank yous. Of course, the evidence-based mommy, which I don't think I have on this car yet, as well as Prime Properties Care, of course, National Kidney Foundation, as you already mentioned, and mostly just the guys who are out here. You know, for me to get up here and get a win, you know, with the tough competition you guys have in this short track series means a lot. You know, just can't say enough about all the guys on here. We've got some really stout drivers.
Well, once again, Troy, congratulations, and man, nice job out there. Any last thank yous? Maybe say hello to your dad on his today's his birthday or yesterday?
So today actually is my dad's birthday, and I would like to say hi to my mom and dad, who are currently sitting in the emergency room as my grandmother broke her leg a couple of hours ago. So hi, Mom, Dad, and I would say hi to my grandmother, but I'm sure she's on so many pain medications at this point that who knows.
Well, that's not good news, Troy. We hope a quick and speedy recovery for her, man. And man, nice job on the race win, and good luck in your family endeavors going forward here.
Absolutely, thank you.
That is the 94 machine, Troy Radford, picking up the race win. Now it's time to talk to our second place finisher. That is the 30 of Rex Hoyle, or I'm sorry, Will Drevicky, as I was looking at Rex. Will, you finished second after starting dead last on the field. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Well, it was just about picking and choosing moments. There was a lot going on there at the beginning of the race, so I just kind of had to, pick my spots where I was going to go, where I wasn't, stay out of the trouble. Congrats to Troy, though. I didn't have anything for him at the end there. My tires were gone from moving up through the field, so he had a heck of a race, and just want to say congratulations to Troy.
Well, Will, after a spectacular win last race, you come out here having to start at the back of the field. How is a mindset of the driver? What do you do to prepare for something like that?
I guess, the only question I've been asking myself all day is, how am I going to double up from the back? And I came close tonight. You just want to stay patient and not jump the gun and get too excited and get your head swelled too much from winning a race. Because you can always go out there and do it again. Just got to do it smart,
Well, you did a great job working your way through the field, as you mentioned, just a little bit short here. Nothing wrong with that in tonight's races. You did show a great drive and finishing second here. So congratulations. Before we let you go, any shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, I always got to point out that I got Night to Shine on the hood here. It's the worldwide prom for special needs individuals. My family here puts it on here in North Royalton, Ohio. So I just want to thank them for all their hard work, bring a little bit of attention to that. Last time I talked to you, I forgot to thank my wife, so I don't want to hear about that anymore. I want to, say thank you to her.
And you're still alive?
Yeah, right, exactly. She lets me do this with you guys, so, and, never thought it was a fit or anything, so gotta appreciate that. And then my boys, Paul G and John, back at the shop, they're watching on MaxSpeedTV. My message system here has been blowing up a little bit with them.
Well, as it should be, as you had a great finish here, a great drive. Congratulations on it, man. Second place here at South Boston after starting shotgun on the field. Dig it, man. Nice job, and I look forward to seeing you in our next race.
Yeah, thank you, KR. I hope to get to talk again. Before I go, I just want to say that these guys at RFC do a heck of a job. MaxSpeedTV always puts on a good show, so thank you guys for that.
Well, man, I appreciate the compliments, and you're right. The Racing for a Cause boys do put on a heck of a show. That was Will Drevicky finishing finishing second here tonight. Now it's time to move on to third place finisher, Rex Hoyle. Rex, that 50 machine was on fire in the beginning stages of the race, and you finished third here tonight. Tell us a little bit about your race.
We had a great race, KR. Tell you what, this bunch of guys here in this league, they are tough. And to finish in the top 5 is it's very satisfying. I love South Boston. I was able to get through that first lap crash with a little bit of damage. And from there on out, I just tried to save the car, save some tires, and see what I had for the end. But Troy had a great car, drove a great race, and Will got by me there towards the end, the last caution. But I got to say, I had a great time tonight. Had a good run.
Well, a little bit of damage, and I would say, even though you got that little bit of damage, that is maybe one of the straightest cars we have out there that finished here tonight. That 50 machine was so smooth, so meticulous in how it drove. How do you do that here at South Boston?
Well, just you got to be patient. You got to back off a little bit early for the turns. Kind of let the car roll through, and just really look after your tires and be aware of who's around you, what's going on.
Well, man, nice job out there. Finishing third, led for 72 laps. A great run for you. Before we let you go, any shout outs, thank yous, sponsors, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I want to give a call out to the Progeria Research Foundation, also American Tire Distributors. They're a great sponsor, and Horse Ford Performance Racing. We've got a big shout out to them, the horsepower under this hood.
Well, Rex, man, nice job out there finishing third. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you in the next race.
Thank you, KR, and I want to give a shout out to you guys for the show you put on, and also for the Racing for a Cause League.
Well, man, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And Racing for a Cause always puts on a heck of a good show. So, guys, that was our top 3 finishers. What a wild race we had out here tonight. Man, oh man, South Boston did not disappoint as we saw cars trying to tooth and nail, fighting, clawing, stabbing, all kinds of racing. We saw some self spins. We saw some help in spinning. And in the end, it gets sorted out. Troy Radford coming out on top of this field. Will Drevicky will finish in second, Rex Hoyle in third. We got a good word in with all 3 of those drivers. Justin MacDuff finishing in 4th place, and Al Smith rounding out your top 5. Ryan Nolin will recover after his EOL penalty to 6th place. Hilton Young finishing 7th. 8th place will be Steve Baker. 9th will be Doug Wysocki. And 10th will be James Edwards in the Elevate Coffee Machine. 24, none other than Sweet Stuff himself, finishing 11th. Dale Albright will finish in 12th. 13th going to Mike Holtzclaw. Andy Lambert in the 70 will be 14th. 15th will be Justin MacDuff. The 99 of Justin Rigsby and the 18 of AJ Hamill will finish 16th and 17th after a big mix-up on lap number 2 between those two. And then James McIntyre in the 81, unable to start tonight's race. He will be scored in 18th place. So guys, thank you very much for joining us here tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. I know I did. Some great racing action and a car that's difficult to handle here at South Boston. Got off to a rough start, but then it turned into what could be one of the finer races here in a short track. So guys, thank you for joining me. I hope everyone enjoyed their stay here. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night around 7:40 p.m. Central for the Coach's Corner Pro Late Model Series as they do the NHR 100. Yeah, have a good night.